Gloria Strode, and welcome to Straightforward. We are off to a wonderful start, 2019, and we are ready to go. And my awesome guest is from the Renal Associates team, Dr. Alcaide. Welcome.
Good. How are you, Gloria?
I am well. You haven't been here in a while.
Yes.
You're always so busy, your team. But some of the other team members have been here. So today we're going to try to bring people up to date on some things they should know when you have high blood pressure, diabetes, and knowing your GFR.
Yes.
That's something I learned, and you all have been with me, and I've been on this team a long time. So if we have high blood pressure, we have diabetes, what is our GFR?
Well, GFR is basically a measure of your kidney function. So that is dependent upon the blood test. So when you go to your doctor, they do a blood test. And remember, as we've talked in our previous segments before, the blood test that pertains to kidney function is called creatinine. And so that creatinine matches your GFR, or overall kidney function.
Okay, so the GFR is the overall kidney function.
Exactly.
And so when we go and get our annual physicals, we should be having our primary care physicians look at what our level is.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what is a good level, and where are we running into trouble?
All righty. Well, I mean, normal creatinine is 1 or below, which is a sort of a rough guideline, all right?
Okay.
And so if you have a creatinine of 1 or a little below, that generally equates to 100 to 125% kidney function. That is normal function.
Okay.
Once that number goes up to 2, then the function drops to 50%. You go up to 3, 33%, 4, 25%, 5, 20%. So the higher that number goes from 1, the worse the kidney function.
Okay.
And as later on we'll look at the table here, at a kidney function of less than 15% is when we consider somebody on a kidney machine or dialysis.
Really?
Yes.
So we should be striving for 1 or less.
Yes.
Okay.
In general.
In general. And so is there a change as we get older? Because I know with everything else, stops working your eyes, and you really can't hear as good as you once did.
Yes.
So what's normal for someone about 50 or 60?
I always say, I give them a rough guideline of kidney function dependent on their age. One calculation would be at the age of 30 is, say, where you peak 100%.
Okay.
So from then on, after the age of 30, there's a decline in kidney function of 1% per year. So if we take 60-year-old and at a 30-year-old, you're 100%. So 30 to 60 is a difference of 30. And so you deduct 30 from 100. So a 60-year-old would theoretically have a good kidney function of about 70%.
Okay.
That's considering physiologic aging and stuff like that.
Okay, so for someone like myself who's mature and seasoned, I should be around 70%.
Yeah, in a sense, yes. Thereabouts. In a sense,
and
yes.
that would be normal.
That would be normal for your age.
Right, I wouldn't be getting into trouble.
Yes.
Right. So we have a lot of young people that are on dialysis. I actually met a young man at one of your patient events. You all have those appreciation events. And he had been a basketball player. He was a very young person. Is that something that's hereditary, or what happens with that? Or maybe a sickness cause, something like that, or what?
Well, again, the most common cause of kidney disease, as you pointed out in this table here, is again diabetes. That's still the #1 cause of kidney failure in this country. Second is hypertension. But beyond that, there's inflammation of the kidney, which falls under the realm of, again, a big word for us is glomerulopathy. And that glomerulonephritis or form of inflammation can be without a specific cause. It's just, there could be some genetic basis on that, but it's an inflammation that nobody knows really what the trigger is.
Really?
So it happens to young patients, such as maybe the basketball player. And if I could hazard to guess, he probably had some form of scarring process that developed in the kidney over time.
Oh, okay.
And that likely would have manifested with swelling in the legs, high blood pressure, feeling bad, and again, basing on abnormal kidney function.
Right, because you would think a young person that's a basketball player, they're physically fit, so it's not like they're, obese or, we wouldn't think they have high blood pressure.
Yeah,
right.
I'm thinking of the basketball player that out there played national sports, and he got into kidney failure because he had what we call FSGS, or again a scarring process, and then his name escapes me right now, but he eventually got a kidney transplant.
Really?
Yeah, and I know he's not playing anymore.
And so the diet, and there are a lot of things, even for the young people,
absolutely.
they have to change.
Absolutely.
And then they go on a transplant list and on dialysis. And so this is not something that is just an old people's kind
disease.
of thing.
That's right. No, not at all. Not at all. So if you think about it, there's about 31 million people in the United States with some form of chronic kidney disease.
Really?
Yes, that's a lot of folks. That's a lot of folks. Some folks there with kidney disease are walking around and not feeling anything. So in our previous segments, my partners have mentioned that the chronic kidney disease is a silent killer, which really it is. Some people walk around without knowing that they have kidney disease, actually.
And so when it happens, it's just like
hits you by, like a
right,
break
it's
hits
like
you. Is right.
sudden.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really? Okay, so it's not like
I have had patients who walk into my office, and at that point in time, the first meeting I had with them, I'm sorry to say, I had to tell them I have to put you on dialysis. So
really?
it can present that that way in the office too.
Oh, wow.
Some folks are walking around with them feeling or knowing that they have very serious kidney disease.
Really?
So I cannot belabor to emphasize about having regular checkups. Okay, we do primary care physicians, blood work. In our field, you got to have a blood work done to be able to know your kidney function, and we mentioned about the creatinine, your blood pressure, whether it's high, and things that we find in the urine like proteinuria or protein in the urine or blood.
Wow, yes. Blood or protein.
Yes.
And those are the things we need to start paying attention to. But what we're going to do now, Dr. Alcaide, take our first break, go to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Chalk by Quincy introduces Excellence Redefined, timepieces of the finest technology, luxury, and class with tons of style at chalklifestyle.com. Renal Associates LLC, a team of physicians dedicated to excellent kidney care with 5 convenient locations to serve you: Stark Avenue, Columbus; Bradley Park Drive, Columbus; Lafayette Parkway, LaGrange; West Washington Street, Eufaula; and Spring Street in Warm Springs. Vanessa Jackson's District 3 Successful Scholars Program, supporting students in achieving academic excellence, outstanding citizenship, positive social and cultural growth, believing in success for kids. Dr. Sheikha Shaw Family Medicine, connecting your health to your future. Dr. Shaw prides herself in providing compassionate health care and establishing long-lasting relationships. Conveniently located at 2827 Warm Springs Road, Suite 3B. Call her today at 706-324-4177. B&O Services, consumer-focused personal care homes, providing innovative and integrated services for persons with developmental disabilities, creating quality experiences with a loving hands approach. For more information, call 706-330-1826 or visit bnoservices.com. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm excited. It's 2019. We're off to a great start, but we couldn't start this season without our wonderful friends from Renal Associates, and Dr. Alcaide is here to tell us about all the things we should be doing as a good patient. I said a good patient.
Yes.
Because I have a lot of my family members. They're hypertensive. Some are diabetics. And they kind of just want to have everything they want to have. all of those things that kind of work against staying well. And I know we had this conversation before. If people are non-compliant, you can actually fire them. Of course, that's not your standard practice over at Renal Associates. But why is that important, to make sure that when you give them the medicine, people are doing what you all ask them to do?
Well, as one, I think Surgeon General mentioned that medicines don't work if you don't take them.
True.
So, you know, and considering the prices of medicine nowadays, so it's really very important to take your medications and be as compliant as you can. Because
regular. Take them regular.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's no point in having to be prescribed medications and not take them. But obviously, so there are the reasons as to non-compliance per se. Some patients just basically deny or are in denial that they're sick.
Really?
You know, they don't accept the fact that they have this kind of problems, and so they don't take medications. Some, you know, they cannot afford to buy the medications.
Yeah,
and
now that's different if you can't afford.
That's right.
Right.
There are ways to. There are ways to address that. Some just don't. Well, except from denial, they have this apathy. They just don't care. And some have had problems with previous medications. They don't like the side effects.
Right.
Or some patients don't like the regimen. It's too cumbersome for them.
Right. Got to stay in the routine.
Yes, right.
Yeah, because I take high blood pressure medicine, so every morning I get up, I brush my teeth, and I take my pill.
Yes.
I don't care where I am in the world, I'm going to do it in that order.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so
you just got to put it in your routine.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have some. You can do some pill containers, calendar, and nowadays we get smartphones.
And
I mean, you could
you.
That's right. Could trigger your reminders as to take your medications. And yeah, if you have any questions, we encourage patients to ask questions, ask their doctors as to what these medications are for, because some patients are taking, you know, 10, 20 patients, and
they
don't know what they're for.
Exactly. Say, oh, it's
that's
the
right.
blue pill, or
that's
it's
right.
the green
That's
pill.
right. We have one medication for hypertension, and then we have 2 medications for the side effect of that medications.
Really?
So
Right.
that's how sometimes some patients, their medications amount to, heck, 20, 30 pills.
And what you all say, and I really like this because you all took care of my father and you all did an excellent job, and I always say that every time one of the team members come. But just because you have a kidney disease will not necessarily mean you're on dialysis.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, it behooves on the patient's part. It's a two-way street. The patient working with the doctor or the healthcare provider to make sure that diabetes is under control. And then I just should say that you know, you aim for A1C. I think a lot of patients with diabetes now know that they ought to know their number. The A1C should be below 7. If they have high blood pressure, at least aim for blood pressure 130/80 or below, or even lower if they can tolerate that. And do not take any medications that will be harmful to the kidneys. Follow your diet. And then, you know, if you could do those things, you know, chronic kidney disease, unfortunately, is not a curable disease, but you could delay that progression if you do those things, and hopefully never come to dialysis.
Well, and the thing you said, don't take harmful medications.
Yes.
Some people I know live and breathe to take Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer is something we should not be just taking one every day because they thought they had indigestion. Those are the ones that they should just try to stay away from.
Specifically, more of the anti-arthritic medications, your Motrin, Advil, ibuprofen, Aleve. Yeah, those are over-the-counter medications, but they may be over-the-counter and easy to access, but if you're not careful and take them every day, the cumulative effect will eventually be harmful on your kidneys.
See? And we have to keep telling people that, because they think because it's over-the-counter, it's okay.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's right.
So if you have arthritis, you probably need to get some arthritis cream. What is that, blue ice or whatever, instead of taking Advil every day.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, the intent is really not to, for patients not to be complacent with taking some medications thinking that it is safe. Because over time, if they're not careful, they do develop kidney problems from those medications.
And those are over the counter.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is useful information today, and we can't say that enough, because I know some people, as soon as they eat, they're going to take a Alka-Seltzer, I know that's not good. I'm not a doctor, but I know that's not good. And those things, like you said, over time, they're really going to hurt our kidneys. But in your office, your team, you all have a person that helps you with diets. The education team,
Yes.
it's free.
Yeah.
It's no cost.
Our
and
Kidney Smart
people
program.
can-
Our
right,
Kidney
Kidney
Smart
Smart,
program. Yes.
right. And that teaches people how to eat and live.
Absolutely, yeah. But part of that class, we call it educational class, part of that class deal into the diet, aside from giving an overview of what kidney failure is, and modalities of dialysis in the end. But it's basically an overview, comprehensive overview of what you have to deal with when you have kidney problems.
So with the kidney, if you have a kidney ailment, it doesn't mean dialysis. But even if you're on dialysis, it's not a death sentence.
Yes,
And that's what you all always say.
Yes,
right?
yes, indeed. Because there's the only way you can get off dialysis is you get a kidney transplant or you die. But sure, the kidney transplant is the only way to come out of dialysis.
Okay.
Yeah, as you know, at
And
least
then
for
you
the
have
now.
the two types of the dialysis. Right.
Two types mainly. One is the in-center dialysis called hemodialysis, which could also be done at home, called home hemodialysis. And the other one is we utilize the belly, called peritoneal dialysis. And at least that you could do at home and do the confines and comfort of your own home instead of having to go to an in-center hemodialysis.
Right, because usually if you're going to dialysis, like our dad, it was like
Three times a week. Yes.
And then that runs into your other things in life,
Yes.
vacation or whatever. But now you all do have, and you all are encouraging people
because it
gives them more
flexibility, and it gives them more flexibility, particularly if you do it at home.
Right.
And then I think a lot of people would basically decide instead of, they want to live in the comforts of their own home, and so there are dialysis modalities that they could be at in order to satisfy that need, or at least their choice.
And so there's one that you can do while you sleep.
Yeah, same thing. It's a form of peritoneal dialysis,
That's
although
the
you
one
hook up
that doesn't
cycler.
have the blood, though.
Doesn't have the blood,
Right,
yeah.
that's the one without the blood. And you can hook it up and sleep.
That's right. You can hook it up. There's a catheter from your abdomen that you connect. Yes.
Okay.
That you connect to a portable machine at night, and then that machine will do the exchange of fluids, as you would normally do in the morning, and then you unhook yourself in the morning, and you're free to go.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do now, take our final break, go to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by Warrior Outreach. Contact Command Sergeant Major Retired Sam Rhodes or Kathy Rhodes. The Hugel Foundation, enriching the community through Christian music support, community outreach, and the Georgia Through Photography Project. For more information, call B at 706-568-6431. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. Best Care, transforming minds and bodies, leading the way in the latest techniques of medical weight loss and wellness. Certified in family medicine and bariatrics, Dr. Blunt is ready to assist in the transformation of your mind and body. Call today, 706-221-6477, or visit bestcarecolumbus.com. East Alabama Endocrinology, educating and caring for those living with diabetes in Alabama and Georgia. 1400 Bradley Lake Boulevard, 3320 Skyway Drive, Suite 602, Opelika. Take charge of diabetes and live your best life. State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front line for veterans every day.
Walmart's reason for supporting Thurgood Marshall College Fund is simple. We like to win. And we have been given a lot of exposure to some incredible talent. And we also believe that it's a part of our responsibility to the community to give back. This is a great opportunity to do both. It's been a wonderful experience for us through the years. We've appreciated our partnership. We believe in return on investment, and we have definitely had a remarkable return.
Welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing my conversation with Dr. Alcaide, and we have to get on the right foot in 2019 and not bring all those bad habits from last year into this year.
Indeed, yes.
It is important that we take care of our kidneys. As you said, once we lose the function of our kidneys, we either have to get a transplant or we have to be on dialysis. And so we need to. It's not like going out getting a new tire for your car. It's not that simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, once you get kidney disease, as we said in the earlier segment, that is not a death sentence.
Right.
Yeah, you could live with kidney disease, and as long as you continue to take care of yourself, your blood pressure, your diabetes, I mean, you could live, hopefully for the rest of your life without having to go on dialysis.
Really?
Yes.
But they got to put it together with the diet.
And
you can't eat all the ribs, the chitlins, and all of that, fried chicken every day, because then that's working against what you all are trying to do.
Oh, absolutely.
With the lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So they're going to have to change the diet and do the medication on time, in a regimen, and then if they're on the dialysis.
Yes.
Right.
If they're concerned, again, so much about what particular diet, we can also make arrangements for them to see our dietitian, who could do a one-on-one teaching with them, and then really go into the details of what they regularly or normally take in a day. Again, as long as things are being done within the guidelines, within moderation, you could live your life. You could eat whatever you want.
Right. So what about the kidney stones? I have several friends, and they just keep having those reoccurring kidney stones. They've gone in and did a blast or something. What happens with that?
Well, the kidney stones fall mainly under the realm of urologists.
Okay.
Okay. So, but suffice it to say, from us, there's obviously many causes for kidney stones, be it familial or metabolic, or again diet. Okay.
Oh, diet
That's right.
That's what I was looking for.
Diet.
Right.
Yeah. But once you develop the kidney stones, you get more chances of developing another kidney stone sometime in the future. And if it really gets into problems where you have to have it taken out, do something more with it, then we refer them to our colleague, the urologist, who would mainly handle those issues.
Right.
Yes.
And so when they're on dialysis, I remember saying that you can't have too much calcium, ice cream, too much of something. We had to monitor that for our father.
Though we
Potassium or
potassium,
something. Right,
potassium, phosphorus. You're right.
Right.
Ice cream because of the phosphorus. Yeah. There's some foods that's once you're in dialysis, there's still some dietary restrictions, a little less restrictive than before you go on dialysis. So there's still a dietitian that works with you, because at that stage when you go on dialysis, be careful about the calcium-phosphorus balance, because over time the phosphorus in particular affect your circulation, can do damage on the circulations, and can also affect or lead to development of bone disease.
Really?
Yes. So CKD, chronic kidney disease patients and dialysis patients also develop complications with bone. They get bone disease, which is specific for kidney disease.
Oh, see, I wouldn't think those two.
Yes.
I didn't. I just, usually if I heard people had something with the bone disease, it was brittle bones or it was bone cancer or something like that. So the kidney really kind of has a lot, plays a lot with the family, with the whole body.
Absolutely.
It's the whole family of the
Absolutely.
body. Right.
That's what makes it interesting, but at the same time, kidney disease is a serious disease, but we say it's very treatable.
It is very treatable.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no cure yet.
There is no cure yet, but this team will find it. So you all are everywhere. Well, you are the best. I mean, you have a diverse team, young, mature, very senior.
Yes.
Very senior.
Yes.
And then you're providing care, excellent kidney care, as we say.
Thank you.
With your ad with us. For Alabama and Georgia. So you're everywhere now. Yeah, so you go as far in Alabama is Eufaula.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we go, started to build presence in Montgomery and in Albany.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So Albany, Georgia.
Yes.
And Montgomery, Alabama.
Yes.
The good thing about Montgomery is that's a big hub for our veterans.
Yes.
That's a big VA hospital, and of course they're friends of ours, and they visit the show a lot as well. But we have a lot of our Vietnam veterans that have a lot of kidney, and I'm not really sure if it was because they were, you know, walking in the fields and whatever in the rice
yes.
paddies and that kind of thing.
Yes.
But a lot of those are illnesses on the list for veterans.
Uh-huh.
So now you all are not just here in Columbus to
Yes.
take care of them at Fort Benning, or that were once at Fort Benning, but now you're at Montgomery as well.
Yes. And you know, we're fortunate that we are given that we have that opportunity to reach out and help you know those kind of patients.
Yes, yes. So, in Columbus, and of course this will go outside of Columbus because we're in other counties as well.
Yes.
If someone was interested in the in-home dialysis, I know you all had this real great patient, and he came on before with the Dr. Shohan. But if you do the hemo at home, you have to have a partner.
Yeah, you
And
have to
if you
do
have the peri, then that's
the
different.
yeah.
You can do that without a partner.
You can do that with our partner, but again, we would want at least for you to have somebody, you know, when you're
Right.
doing the home
To
dialysis,
help
but
monitor
not.
you.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And they will be trained on it.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that's just a part of what you all offer. Yeah, they don't just have to automatically
Yes.
come to the dialysis center.
No,
Right,
that's right.
right. So that is an option.
It is an
People
option.
be able to maintain their lifestyle, go on those cruises that you like
Absolutely,
to do,
absolutely.
as well as some of my family members. You
Yeah.
all love those cruises. So,
Yes. You have the dialysis cruise. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So they be able to take the machine
Oh,
with
absolutely,
them.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, share with our audience where you all are located here in Columbus, because we know you're in LaGrange, Albany, and over on the Alabama side. But here in Columbus, if people are looking for a team, and I can give a testimony for excellent kidney care. Where are you all located?
Well, we are located in our own main office over at the Brody Park, and our secondary office is on the Macon Road at Stark Avenue. Now we also have offices in the LaGrange, and another office in Eufaula, and also as I mentioned, we are building presence in Montgomery and Albany.
Albany, Georgia.
Yes.
So people can go down south, they can go over to Alabama,
And they can find us.
and they can find you north because LaGrange is north.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you so much for all that you do. The team is excellent. I like because you are consistent. We might see you today, but if one of the other team members come in, they're going to know what's going on with your case. It's no
Yes.
guesswork.
Yes.
So, and that's the thing that I really like, that you all work together. So I just want to thank you. We just got to keep reminding people that they got to do the right thing.
Yes.
You all do your part, and they'll have to do theirs.
part. That's
Okay.
true. All right.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This
Yes.
was a good way to start off the new year.
Same here with the honor and opportunity. Honor is ours too.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So much. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.